July 12th. The move was supposed to fix things, a new start, a clean slate, a lie wrapped in faded floral wallpaper, and whispered promises that rotted away with the floorboards. Instead, this old house, it feels wrong. You'd think I'd blame the creaky bones of the structure, the moth-eaten curtains that rustle in a wind that doesn't exist, or that sickly sweet smell of decay that clings to my skin no matter how frantically I scrub. But it's not that. It's the space itself. The way the house seems to inhale around me, constricting, suffocating. The rooms, they watch me. The hallway twists like a serpent each day, coiling tighter, baring its fanged doorways. The shadows in the sitting room form grasping hands, their blackness staining my bare feet with an unnatural chill when I dare to cross. The walls themselves bulge inwards, the old wallpaper rippling like some things are trying to push their way through, their outlines pressing into this world, their hunger aching through the plaster. Am I going mad? The laughter echoing through the empty halls tells me otherwise, the laughter that twists and warps, that slithers from the spaces behind the mirrors, that isn't my own. They're here, I keep finding them, porcelain dolls, their perfect smiles a mockery against this decaying grandeur. Each cracked face seems to age before my eyes, the paint flaking away. Their eyes are painted on far too perfectly, gleaming like they hold a light of their own. Their tiny chipped hands are forever frozen in odd gestures, like they were reaching for something just out of sight, reaching for me. Each one appears in a new hiding spot, a dusty corner under the loose floorboards where writhing worms replace the darkness, even nestled inside my teacup one morning, the hot water beating on its painted cheeks like grotesque, bloody tears. I want to believe the others haven't noticed, that maybe these dolls were left behind by the previous owners, but no one comments. My husband just smiles tightly, his eyes hollowed out pits that reflect nothing back at me. My daughter, I don't hear her footsteps anymore, the faint scent of her perfume replaced by the dry dust of ages, by the stench of something dead and buried long ago. Do they see the dolls too? Or am I the only one who feels their accusing stares? Is it only me who hears the faint tapping of their porcelain feet on the floorboards at night? A rhythm that syncs with my own frantic heartbeat until I can't tell where I end and they begin. The whispers started long ago, or was it yesterday? Time has no meaning here, its hands broken and dangling uselessly. The whispers slither like the shadows, like the whispers of rot beneath the floor, like a radio tuned just outside of a station. The words swirling but never quite catching, threats, warnings, impossible accusations of things I couldn't have done, of things I don't remember, of things no, best not to dwell. My husband thinks it's the wind. His voice sounds so far away now, muffled by the growing pressure inside my skull, the insistent whispers trying to drown him out. The shadows have company now. They creep, they crawl, reaching out for me. Figures form at the very edge of my vision, figures too tall, too thin, with mouths full of too many teeth, eyes that glow with a malevolent green fire, and vanish with a blink. My skin crawls, every inch feeling their unseen eyes, a phantom touch like cobwebs clinging to my face. There's something hungry within them, something ancient and cruel beyond comprehension. I want to scream, to run, but there's nowhere to go. The windows they're wrong clouded, swirling with impossible colors. The glass has turned liquid, morphing and rippling beneath my touch. The world outside is a blurry smear, forever out of reach. I tried to destroy one of those damned dolls. Its blank eyes held my gaze as I took it out to the garden, doused it in kerosene. The match felt like a weapon, the flame sputtering to life. I wanted to watch that blank porcelain face crack and blacken, to see its painted-on eyes melt in the heat. But the flames turned green, a rotten, sickly green that pulsed like a diseased heart. The doll didn't even warm. It stared at me, its empty smile widening. The eyes followed me as I hurled it through the window. It should have shattered, but there was no sound, nothing on the lawn. And when I turned back, the other dolls were gone, but their eyes were everywhere, reflected in the window panes and the polished doorknobs, gleaming in the warped glass eyes of the portraits that line the hall. The windows are smooth, not broken, just smooth expanses of mottled flesh pulsating gently. Is the house bleeding? Am I bleeding into it? I hear a heartbeat, slow and steady, but it's not mine. It's coming from the walls. The hallways stretch on and on, branching and twisting like veins. Doors appear and vanish, their knobs throbbing beneath my fingers. I'm alone, aren't I? The others moved on, or maybe they were never here in the first place. Just part of the house's cruel illusion. Maybe this was always just for me. I have to keep writing. If I stop, I'll become a part of this place. I feel the house shifting around me, its heart beating in time with my own weakening pulse. I hear them now, whispering my name from the end of the hall. The floorboards creak with their approaching weight. My fingers feel stiff, barely able to hold the pen. I have to keep writing. The light in the room flickers and dies. I can barely see the page, but their shadows loom large. I hear their rasping breaths, the creak of the floorboards about to give way. My fingers tremble. All I can do is finish this last sentence before the shadows close in. But just as they're about to seize me, I hurl myself at the window. It's not glass anymore, but a quivering, sickly membrane. I tear through, falling not onto the lawn I remember, but into a writhing mass of gnarled branches. There's a flicker of the monstrous hallway behind me, then I'm plunging through darkness. I land hard on damp earth, the air thick with the smell of ancient moss and decay. Did I escape, or simply trade one nightmare realm for another?